Guys, it is Tuesday the 28th of May and I have just made this cake covered in delicious salted caramel chocolate fingers, crushed flakes, chocolates, covered pretzels as well. It's 3 layers high with cream, and do you know what? I'm rather proud of myself. I haven't eaten one chocolate, one pretzel, haven't licked my finger once, haven't licked any utensils, as I wouldn't because it's not for me, but I haven't had any cheeky little bits. So the lid is going on and it's going to be collected any minute, so I'm glad to see that out the house. So guys, I had some grapes this morning. I didn't bother videoing of them. They were red grapes. I did eat the whole punnet. Haven't had anything else, and I'm going to make in the Thermomix some tomato passata. I have got an abundance of tomatoes that need using, so I've just sliced them up and I'm going to make passata to potentially do lasagna or spag bowl or something tomorrow. So it says about sterilising jars, but I'm not doing it to jar up. I'm just going to do it. So it does use 40 grams of oil, but obviously that's going to be between either 5 or 6 of us. So I'm just going to get some oil and stick that in. But now I take the lid off, it's going to change the scales. I don't use any fancy oil. I think this one's from Lidl's. So, you notice what I've got over there? Some ghee. Just because you're on a diet doesn't mean you can't cook with full fat stuff. So 40 grams. I've used 43, but we'll go with it. I'll just remember to put 43 when I'm working out the calories. Right, 1 onion. I haven't even got an onion prepared yet, so I'm going to go and get an onion and chop it up. Right, it does say 1 onion cut into halves. My onion was quite small, so I've got a mixture of white onion and a rose onion. So I'm just going to stick all of them in, because onion is a 0 count. So I've stuck the onion in. So now I've just got to put the lid on. And 5 seconds. We're going to chop. Scrape down the sides, so I'll do that. And then place the simmering cup on top. So I've just scraped down the sides, and that is what you're left with. Just obviously the oil and the onion. So stick that back in. And then I need to put the lid back on. And then the simmering basket goes on top of there. So next, so that is going to be on for 3 minutes, doing its thing. So I will come back to you in 3 minutes. Right, that 3 minutes has finished. A bit noisy now because I've got the little oven on because I'm doing Dexter some cauliflower cheese for his lunch. Right, here it says 1,500 grams of tomatoes. So I don't know how many tomatoes I've got there. That is obviously what it currently looks like in the pan. I'm going to set that to 0 and I'm just going to chuck them in and see what we come up with. There we are, that'll do. 1,082, but I don't have to count them, there'll be 0 count. With the 43 grams of olive oil, if it is shared between 6, if I do it for my mother as well, you're only looking at 59 calories a portion. So I don't think that's bad. I mean, obviously if you buy shop bought passata, it would be 0 count. Right, where is my salt? I'm just going to add some salt and then come back. Right, salt is in. Next, insert measuring cup into mixing bowl lid. So that is the lid on. This is the measuring cup. Stick that in. Next, so for 30 seconds, we'll turn that all the way around to there. And as you can hear, it is quite noisy. So next, place a simmering basket instead of measuring cup. So I need to pull out this measuring cup, add on the simmering basket, and then it's going to be on for 30 minutes. So put that round to there. So that is going to be on for 30 minutes doing its thing. These are green at the moment and shortly they will turn red because it's obviously going to be heating up and cooking all of the stuff together. So I'm going to go and sort out the kids and myself for lunch. I'm not actually that hungry. So I'm going to have a look and see what there is to have. But yeah, they've turned red now. So I'm going to leave that do its thing and I'll come back to you in half hour. Right, we are now finished. On to the next step. Next. Place the Veroma dish without Veroma lid instead of the measuring cup onto the mixing bowl lid. Then it goes on for an hour. Right, so let me take that off. I've got this loaf tin ready because I'm planning on making some bread. Because I don't have any bread handy. So I thought I'd make some. Right. That is the Veroma and I've put it on without the lid. It's just got the little bit in the top. And then, right, that is now on for an hour. So it says it's cooking to desired consistency. So obviously when it's finished, if I want it on for longer, I can put it on for longer, but I'm sure that's going to be long enough. I can also blend it more. I can just put it on to blend if I want it smoother. But yeah, that is that. And I've just got my elbow grease out to give my sink a good scrub while it's doing its thing. And I still haven't made lunch because I'm so busy. See, that's the key for me. If I keep busy, I'm not thinking about food, even though I'm making it, you know. But yeah, so I think I might just grab an apple or something. I'm going to have a quick look now. But that is on for an hour. It's actually just going to show you. You can see the steam coming through the top of that, so it's not all kept in there. So yeah. Right, while the Thermomix is doing its thing with the passata, I'm gonna have one of these very nice Tesco Finest Pink Lady apples. These are really nice, they're really crisp. And I'm just gonna have a bag of mini cheddars, 121, because I'm not really that hungry. It's 2:30. And because I'm on a roll this week so far, you know, I'm not going to eat just for the sake of it. So yeah, I'm going to have them. I haven't got a clue what I'm having tonight, but I'm bordering on egg and chips. I've got no ham in. I've got some sliced beef, but beef, egg and chips just doesn't do it for me. So I might just have egg and chips. But we're all going to be eating different tonight. Warren's having chicken curry and chips. He'll have to have my homemade chips. Don't know what the kids are having. They'll probably just have something out the freezer. And yeah, I got quite a lot of eggs, so I might have egg and chips. Egg and chips so far is the winner. But I'm going to sit down and try and edit this, Q&A, and see if I can get that up. So yeah, I'll catch you in a bit. Well, I'll catch you when the passata's finished, which is in about 50 minutes. Right, guys, this is finished now. Pour the passata into prepared jars, seal immediately with lids and turn upside down and cool. Well, I'm not doing that. And then it's obviously telling you can store it in the fridge or the freezer. See tips. Where's the tips? Well, that's it. You've got to go on to the recipe to see the tips. So I'm going to just see what it looks like. Looks nice and creamy. Let me take the jug out because, as I keep saying, I'm a short. So that is it. Looks a bit like soup. If you could smell it, it smells absolutely divine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this go cool. And then I'm going to put it into a container. And then I am going to either do a lasagna or spag bowl tomorrow night. And I haven't got to get any jars out. I'll just use that. Oh, we're fogging up a bit there because of the steam. So I'm just going to put the lid on it for now. Where's the measuring jug bit? I'll put that on as well. And then what I'm going to do, I'll move that out the way. I'm going to put my second jug on. And I'm going to make some bread because we haven't got any bread. We'll have white. Yeah, white bread. What we got? Oh, we've got some wonderful white bread. Oh, we've got some newfound white bread and Teutons, whatever that is. Everyday white bread. We'll make some wonderful white bread. If I don't touch it properly, if I use my left hand, I can't get it to work. Must be the pressure I put in it. Let me just see what we need. Water, got that. Got yeast, got sugar. I got the flour. I got the butter. I got the salt. I got vinegar. Don't think I've got apple cider. I've got some sort of white vinegar. That'll do. What else? Kneading. Transfer to a bowl and cover with cling wrap and let it rise. Grease somewhere in its bread pan. Set aside. Transfer dough. Gently flatten with hands form dough. Start from the long end. Roll the dough into a log shape. Into prepared pan. Cover cling film. Oh, that's easy enough, man. Remove cling wrap. Bake for 40 minutes. Right, let's go back to the start. Come on, wonderful white bread. I went back too far. Just thinking about it. There it is. Right, let me get my ingredients together and I will get some bread made. Right. 11 ounces of water. Ten. 11 ounces of water. 2.5 teaspoons of active dry yeast. Alexa, how many grams is in 2.25 teaspoons?
From topcookery.com. However, as a general rule, 2.25 teaspoons is equal to approximately 10.8 grams. Did that answer your question?
Alexa, what's 10.8 grams in ounces?
10.8 grams is about 0.381 ounces.
What? I'll do about an ounce then. This is some I opened the other day. Hang on. Get a bigger opening. Well, that hasn't even registered anything. Let's do this one. Maybe we don't need an ounce. A bit more. Hmm, 0.2 ounces. Oh, there's only a tiny bit in there. We're going for it. Make sure it rises. You generally use one of them anyway, don't you? Right, 0.3 ounces. So next, 1.5 ounces of sugar. Insert measuring cup to lid. So I'm going to put that on. Where is my measuring cup? I'm not organised now. Right, I've lost my measuring cup. Here it is. Measuring cup. Insert that. Next. Right, we're going to mix what's in there for a minute and I will be back. Right, next. 19.5 ounces of all-purpose flour. Why can't you be in grams, man? Come on. I should change this recipe to grams. Right, 19... I'm doing 19.5, whether that's right or wrong. $16, $17, $18, 1, 2, right, 19.5. That's just strong bread flour. Next, 1 ounce of unsalted butter. Right, I've got my butter, so 1 ounce of butter, unsalted. Chuck that in. 9. Oh, 1.1, we've gone over a smidge, but that'll be fine. 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to grind some in there. We're going with it, that'll do. Right, 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. I didn't think I had any, but I've got cider vinegar, so 2 teaspoons. We'll put that in. 1, 2. Next, insert measuring cup. Right, that's going to do whatever it's going to do for 5 seconds. Next, scrape down the sides. I have to get it out again as I'm short, as you can see. You wonderful white bread. There we are, we've scraped you down. Back in. Next, put that lid back on. Next, oh, it's going to be on for 3 minutes now. That is the kneading sign. So that's going to knead itself for 3 minutes. And I'll come back to you when that is pinged. Right. Transfer dough into a large bowl and cover with cling wrap and let it rise in a warm place until it's doubled in size. So let's see what we have here. Let me move this machine back. Bowl. And there's me bread. Just got to be careful I don't... Oh, it's nice and warm. Just got to watch I don't take my fingers off with the blade. Get all that dough off. Ooh. There's my dough. Chuck it in the bowl. And as you can see, that's practically clean. That bowl. Tiny little bit of dough on that blade at the bottom. Feels quite stringy. Chuck it in there. So there is the dough, and you can see how big it is at the moment in there. I'll chuck it back on there. I'm going to cover that in film. Want it so it's nice and sealed. Right, I'm going to leave that now, do its thing. Right, what does it say? Let it rise in a warm place, but it's quite warm there. So I'm just going to leave it there. But I have got a tea towel, which I'm going to stick over the top. So it takes approximately 45 minutes, and it should double in size. So I'm just going to stick a tea towel on it, and I'll come back to it in 45 minutes to an hour. What does it say after that? I haven't got a Thermomix bread pan with a lid, but I'll be using that. Transfer the dough to a clean work surface and gently flatten with your hands to form a rough rectangle. Starting from the long end, roll the dough into a log shape. So basically, I've got to get it out of there, form it into a log, and put it into there, and I will weigh out a tiny bit of oil and grease the pan. So yeah, and I shall come back to you when my dough has hopefully risen. Right guys, I am coming back. My small little ball of dough has now filled the bowl. I'm gone over the top. So I've literally sprayed in this tin 10 calories worth of this oil. And I'm going to see if I can get this out. I'm not going to add any extra flour onto the worktop because I don't want to add any calories. And this is stuck into the grease proof. Hang on. Let me take that off. I'm going to lose a little bit of that on there. Let's see what I can pull off. It's all go here. I've got sausages on, I've got chips on. I need to cook some eggs. Let me take a bit more off. Waste not, want not, and all that. Basically, I've just got to take it out of this bowl now, if I can, without too much mess, and sort of form it into a log shape. But I should have probably greased this bowl. Well, it seems to be coming out not too bad. Thing is, the more grease you add, the more calories you're adding. Let's see if we can get away with it not sticking. That'll do. Right. Said flatten it out. No, it's not sticking, so that's good. Flatten it out. And then roll it up into a log. And then the seam side, which is obviously underneath, chuck in there like that. Isn't it pretty? And then it says to cover it back up. I will loosely cover it with some film because it should rise again. So I don't want it to stick too much to that, although it probably will. So I'm going to leave that do its thing while I'm sorting out our dinners. It says to leave it for 35 minutes, but it probably end up being left a bit longer. So I shall come back to you in a bit. Right, it's Mayhem here. Blinking, all right. Kids are arguing. I'm trying to do different dinners. Anyway, I'm sure you can tell that's risen. So it has risen nicely. Oh, look at that. That's impressive. So I'm going to take the cling film wrap off and I'm going to stick it in the oven for 40 minutes on 195 and see what we end up with. I'm quite impressed with that. My first effort of making some bread was a failure. So let's hope that this turns out nice. I'll take that off now when I've got two hands. But yeah, It's looking good. Just showing you quickly, the cling film came off. No problem on that. I'm well impressed with that. Right, guys, by the time I sorted everybody else out, sorted out the bread, I couldn't be bothered to cook any eggs. So, my dinner is 84 calories, which is for my sweet chilli sauce. I'm going to dip the chips in. And I don't know what it is. I've been feeling funny all day. I feel a bit dizzy. And I'm not really that hungry. So, that'll do me, really. But yeah, only 84 calories. And my bread's in cooking. And oh my God, it looks good. If it turns out well, I might not bother buying much bread. I'll make it. So yeah, that's my dinner. Look at that, baby. It's even got a bigger rise on it. Finished loaf, guys. I am going to stick it on a wire rack, I think. So I have been busy. I've been really busy. So there's a couple of things that needed eating, right? And then I've eaten both of these. If you're in Tesco's, get them. If you've got the calories, of course. 289 calories, and I ate both of them. They were that flipping divine. It's got like lemon curd stuff at the bottom and then creamy stuff with like a bit of white chocolate on top. Well, nice. All counted for. I've got 517 calories left I haven't used. And I'm just going to have this while I'm waiting for my eldest to come back. It's 5 to midnight and he's nowhere in sight. He's gone to the cinema with his mates. So, yeah, I'm going to be finding out where he is and going to bed because I'm absolutely friggin' knackered. Tomorrow, I don't know what's going on tomorrow. We shall see in the morning. So thanks for watching, guys. And I'll see you tomorrow on the next one.